So when I was asked to come speak today, I had no clue what I was going to talk about. It was speak from a place of passion about young people. I can do that honestly forever. Like, what am I going to do to this audience if I talk to them for the next 15 hours about working with the least of these, those young people that we tend to walk by? So I pondered, I thought, I prayed. I talked to my business partner. We were having breakfast. I said, what am I going to talk about? I have no clue. And he asked me the question, who do they want you to be? And that resonated with me. Who do they want me to be? So I went to my board of advisors, as I often do, talked to my 8-year-old nephew, and I asked him, honey, who do I want you to be? He said, Auntie, you want me to be a good boy that obeys my parents, and I listen to my teachers, and I do a good job at school. Like, oh, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much on spot. I went to my 16-year-old nephew. Honey, who do I want you to be? Auntie, you want me to go out 100%, do the best I can, to always do the right thing and keep my parents and my Nana and you in mind whenever I'm doing something. Like, 8-year-old, 16-year-old, that's pretty much, they're on point. So now I'm gonna really go deep. So I went to my 19-year-old nephew, who's now an adult because they know everything, and I asked him, who do I want you to be? Like, Auntie, you want me to be a productive citizen that cares about other people and that I am passionate about the things I care about, and I'm going to do the best I can in whatever I do. Like, wow, I am 3 for 3. I rock. All of my nephews know exactly what I want them to be. Next, I went to a young man that I've had the pleasure of knowing. He is one that we would consider the least of these. His parents move in and out of homeless situations. They have some substance abuse issues. He has some significant mental health challenges. He's classified as quote unquote special ed. And I asked him, honey, who do I want you to be? And he looked at me. He calls me Auntie as well. He said, Auntie, I don't know. I don't know really what you want me to be because you say one thing, but then when I go home, my parents say something else. And I don't really think they know what they want to be, let alone being able to tell me what they want me to be. And then when I go to school, well, I'm just special ed there, so I'm supposed to be the special ed kid. And that's who they want me to be. And if I watch television, well, if I watch television, I'm supposed to go to jail, or maybe I'm supposed to use drugs. And if I listen to music, I'm supposed to be promiscuous and have lots of women. I don't know who you want me to be. And so when I thought about talking to you all today, as leaders working with the least of these are my kids. They're all my kids. I only gave birth to one, but I have a whole bunch of them. Now I'm starting to have grandkids. I'm like, I'm not old enough to have grandkids. What is this about? But it's working with the least of these is understanding that the message we give is crucial and important. The young man that I spoke to about what do you want, he reflected on, I really want to go to church, but whenever I talk to those people, because you all are those people to him, they just tell me that I need to pull up my pants and I don't need to walk that way, I don't need to talk that way, and when I ask for a ride, nobody will come pick me up. That's true. Who do we want them to be? When we reflect on that question, it's giving very clear messages about what are the things we need to do. We want to deal with the event of those kids, because the same way they say that we're those people, we say they're those kids. And those kids are using drugs, they sag their pants, they wear their skirts too short, and sometimes it's a little too low cut. That's their world. Our world is a different stand up. So we deal with the event. Let's dress them up and get them the right clothes, and then they'll be okay. We never go down deeper into what's really going on. And so we deal with the event. We have no ability to change anything. The only time we start to have opportunity to change is when we look at what are the patterns and trends that are going on. What's been happening historically in this child's life? What is the perpetual generational curses that they're living with? Because my young man, he's 15 now. In 3 years, he'll be 18 and he'll be quote unquote an adult who has not learned anything different than when he was 15 years old. So we let him out into the world and we've dealt with the event. We've dressed him up right. We've put him on the clothes and we sent him out. And we haven't dealt with, oh, there's a lot of history behind that of not knowing. And then there's some systems there. We have an education system that is labeled him as special ed, and he's not really going to be prepared to get a job. We didn't deal with what's really going on and what are the belief systems that we have that encourages the perpetual generational curses of poverty and extreme homelessness, and not looking at those kids that we just need to dress up and give them the right language and things to say, and dealing with the heart. Yes, my nephews are, I can say it, my nephews rock. They're awesome young men. They have 2 parents, a nana, an auntie, and a community of people in church systems that have supported them their whole entire life. When they get different messages from the world about who they should be, we can nudge them back in and say, yeah, that's not so much. You need to come back this way. My other kids, who maybe might see me once a month in technology, they text me every day, all day sometimes when there's a crisis, and they don't have that nudge back in because all of these messages are coming from different places about who they should be and how they should be and how they should operate. It's getting to the core belief system. It's helping them understand that their best self may not be within the messages they're getting from other places. Their best self is something we can help them with. So as leaders, as community members, as pastors, as lay people, as business people who are just walking through, and you look at some of your staff that may have challenges, and you're wondering, they're adults, what's wrong with them? They may have been one of my kids at some point, and all that happened was they got older. Nothing different really happened, they just got older. When you consider working with the least of these, and you look around you and you're trying to see, what do I need to do to change outcomes for the least of these? The first thing is to stop dealing with the event. That's smoke and mirrors. What you need to look at is what's really at the heart of the matter. What do I believe about this person, and what do they believe about themselves? And then you ask yourself the question, who do I want him to be? Who do I want her to be? And then who am I where I can make a difference? You all have the ability to make a difference in the life of my kids.